Semi-finals. Two teams already through today. Asfar, the former champions from Morocco, as well as FC Massa of Egypt. The question is, which of the four teams in Group B will be joining them? Remarkably, all four can still go through the table, currently topped by ASEC Mimosas of Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, while it is Gaborone United of Botswana who prop up the table. But if they can win their game against the Ivorians today, and well, the results go their way in the match between Mazembe and Queens, well, Gaborone will be through. Frankly, a big victory over Mimosas will be enough for the side from Botswana. As for Mazembe and Queens, well, a point separates the sides, and one point means that Queens have to win to be sure of going through, because 1 point is unlikely to be enough. Mazembe, on the other hand, well, to be certain they need victory, but a point should be enough, especially if Gaborone United do not manage to beat Mimosas in the other game. Well, some wonderful smiles on the faces of the Queens players as they arrived in the stadium. And the Mazembe delegation also in good number. They are, of course, the defending champions. Even if they have yet to really hit the heights in this competition so far. They opened with a slender 1-0 defeat against ASEC Mimosas and followed it up with a far more comprehensive 3-0 victory over Gaborone United. As we see these shirts in the Queens dressing room. Queens making their second appearance in this competition. Their debut was 2 years ago when they exited in the group stages, so the goal is clear. Can they make it into the knockouts, or more specifically the semi-finals, for the first time in their history? As for Mazembe, well, it's a very different matter. They're looking to become the first team to successfully defend the title, something that was beyond Mamelodi Sundowns on the two previous occasions that the South Africans won it, and also a step beyond Moroccans Asfar. Well, these are shots, of course, of Queens warming up, and they have the bigger task. They started with a goalless draw against Gaborone United to the Tanzanians, and they followed that up with their second draw of the tournament against ASEC last time out. They were 8 minutes away from victory with Queens, only for the Ivorians to find a late equaliser. So 2 games, 2 draws, 2 points. As for Mazembe, well, they, as said, started with an unexpected defeat against ASEC, going down by a 1-0 before rebounding with that 3-0 win over Gaborone United to give them their 3 points in the group. They've had a few days now to properly bed in Egypt. Is this the game where we're going to start to see Mazembe really come to the fore? Can Queens spring a major surprise? So the teams come out as the Confederation of African Football's anthem rings out. TP Mazembe of the Democratic Republic of Congo on the left of your screens, and Tanzania's JKT Queens on the right, all in white. Well, it's a stadium that can hold 22,000, more than doubled in capacity since its reconstruction a few years ago. It reopened in 2022. But just a smattering inside to watch this tie. Sabah Sadir heads up a North African refereeing crew. Sadir, Moroccan, and one of her assistants is indeed Moroccan, the other Tunisian. Plenty of incidents in one of the earlier games today as Massa of Egypt scrambled a point against Usfas of Mali. Red cards, penalties, all requiring the VAR officials. So the Queens lineup, they are unchanged from the side that drew 1-1 with ASEC last time out. Maseke, as you can see there, wearing number 15. She is the only player in the Queens side to have scored at the competition so far. Just the one goal from their 2 games. But let's be mindful of the players on yellow cards. Abbas, Behera, and Gerald, all a caution away from missing the semi-finals should they get there. So confirmation that Sabah Sadir in charge today. So Anastasia Katunzi and Melange Fikulu and Zumba, the team's respective captains. This is the VAR crew, also led by a Moroccan Bouchra Karboubi, one of the more experienced women's referees on the continent. Well, Mazembe, meanwhile, they make 4 changes from the team that defeated Gaborone United 3-0 on Wednesday. Coming into the side, the skipper Unzumba, Wivin Kahambu Makasi, as well as Oluwa Yemisi, and Grace Achampong dropping to the bench. Unzamba, Makasi, sorry, dropping to the Sipa, Adesina, Edet, and Bafour, and Kasaj Yav. She's a key player for Mazembe. She's on a yellow. They really won't want to lose her to a booking. Lamia Boumedi, the Mazembe coach, the Moroccan who won the title. What she would give for a repeat. Built last year's success on discipline, technique and team spirit. And she's since had to rebuild the side, has the 42-year-old Moroccan, because success came at a cost. So many players leaving Mazembe for greener pastures elsewhere. So we are off with a place in the Women's Champions League semi-finals on the line, as Tanzania's JKT Queens playing in white to meet Mazembe, all in black, from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Defending champions haven't always had the easiest time in this competition. Bizarrely, Mazembe continued an unwanted trend in their opening game when losing to Mimosas, because just like the champions of 2023 Asfar and those, sorry, of 2022 I should say, and those of 2023 Sundowns, well, their very first game in the defence of their title at the following year's competition was lost. Asfar losing it 2023, Sundowns in 24, and then Mazembe, who won last year, of course, losing their opening game to Mimosas as an early free kick goes Queens' way. Clattered into was Krista Behera. So it will be the skipper, Anastasia Kutunzi. We'll play this in and see if she can engineer some sort of a fine start from her team when it's overhit from the 29-year-old. Set pieces having been so important for several of the teams so far at this tournament. Fairly risky pass out from the back from Jessica and Pika in the Mazembe goal, but managed to get through to Nzumba. Early ball to chase for Oluwayemisi. Fatu Ngambe. Well, that's come all the way through. Mazembe on the prowl, and they've forced a corner early on. Shanice Foster, the Jamaican, making good progress down their left-hand flank, and it was a last-ditch touch to take it behind for the first corner of the game. We're barely 3 minutes in. Kasaj playing the short 1-2, and that's broken, and there's an early chance. Well, it was Oluwayemisi who it came to. Something of a snapshot in the end. Bounced up and seemed to hit the face of Nagiati Abbas Idrissa in the Queen's goal. But very much an early sighter. Took it really, really early as well. Kid Oluwayemisi, who has come back into the side today. Straight through the middle go Queens, early chance, and that's a really brave save from Mpika as well. Well, she had to be smart, she had to be alert. It was Winfrida Gerald charging through in the hope of giving Queens an early lead. And Mpika put her body on the line for her team. Lively start in the Suez Canal Stadium, both sides really looking to get forward. And Nzumba doing precisely that for Mazembe. Just far too close to the goalkeeper from Marlene Kasajiad. She got the winner. The final last year against Asfar did Kasajiad. And she's amongst the goals already here as well. Scoring last time around. Also from the penalty spot, just like a victorious goal in last year's final against Haberone United last time out. Pangamwene trying to spread the play for Queens. Lots of bustle. And they've got players in the box as well. Can they find one of them? Deep cross. And Zumba just happy to play that out. But they've got forward in good number there, Queens. And now they have their first corner as well. So both sides getting corners in the early stages. This was the ball just routine and over the top. But she managed to get her shot away to Gerald. She couldn't beat them, very, very alert. Jessica and Pika in the Mazembe goal, good ball in. Well headed away, and it had to be as well. A switch of play, and won by Within Kahambu Makasi, and here is Makasi. Not fully cleared striker goal. Well, she just couldn't keep it down in the end. But it sat up very, very nicely for Grace Champong. Blazed over as Boumedi issues her instructions. Been in charge for over 2.5 years now of Mazembe, the Moroccan. She has said that being the African champions is both a burden and a privilege. She is well aware that the title puts a marker on your back when you come to defend it. Partly how she just explained some of their loss to ASEC on match day 1. We will see, of course, within the week whether her side have been able to put history to bed by becoming the first side to successfully defend their title. Well, she burst through very nicely. Athuman Stamai. And then Portia Boache. Well, look at that. Both players with hands on their opponents' throats, and no love lost seemingly between Stamai and Boache there. Hugely experienced figure, the Ghanaian Portia Boache, a legend of the game in the country. "36 years of age now." Queens on the attack. Good ball in, and still they have it. And still they go. They are showing intent in these early minutes, Queens. And they are getting numbers forward. And again, Gerald just trying to play it forward to Stumai. And I'm sure Mazembe were buoyed by the display of their national men's team on Thursday evening as the Congolese saw off Cameroon. And an African World Cup playoff qualifier. Nigeria eliminating Gabon by 4-1 also on Thursday night game, needing to go to extra time. And on Sunday, tomorrow, it is the Democratic Republic of Congo against Nigeria. Also in North Africa, the Moroccan soil rather than Egyptian, for the right to play in the global playoffs. Ball into the middle, but punched away by Abbas Idrissa. And now instantly they look to hit on the break. Well, that's nicely played and inviting as well. Here come Mazembe, striker goal straight at Abbas Idrissa. But a nice move down the right-hand side, and Makasi heavily involved again as she is now. Well, that's well played in the middle of the park. Really well played by Jamila Nduka. to break up the play and then set her side on its way as well. Nice passing stuff from Queens. Space on the left-hand side if she could play it early, but she's clipped instead, and this will be a free kick that goes to Tanzania's way. At the end of a nice passing move, patient, precise. And in the end, it was Minja. The player felled by Makasi. Here is Makasi's strike. Struck it well enough, but straight at the Queens goalkeeper. Well, Katunzi's first set piece failed to deliver. Is she gonna play it into the middle, or is she going to go for goal? She goes for goal. It's spilled, and the rebound comes out, and she spilled it again on Pika. And JKT Queens lead the defending champions, TP Mazembe, in a game the Tanzanians have to win if they are to reach the semi-finals. And with just minutes on the clock, they are ahead. And Jessica and Pika certainly won't want to see either of those moments again. Firstly, the free kick, she just simply could not handle. Spilling the effort from Anastasia Katunzi. And then when the ball dropped to Athuman Stumai, well, look at this. She really should have done better. Both hands on the ball. Not that it's going to bother Stumai too much. Tanzania's absolutely celebrating. Look at that. Here it is. Just took her eye off the ball at the last minute. I think she thought that it was just going safely into both her hands. The 25-year-old. And Stumai has her first goal of the tournament, and only Queens' second. But how important could it be? That's the sort of goalkeeping error that drives a coach insane. Both chances to clear squandered. And a very, very soft chance offered up to Queens, which they took with delight. A reminder that whoever wins at this game will be guaranteed of making the semi-finals. At the other end, Abbas Idrissa comfortably gathers. What a start for JKT Queens. And it's the sort of start in this competition that they're simply not used to, because they've never actually scored in the first half of a game at the Women's Champions League. And that obviously is going back to their debut in 2023 when they exited in the group stage. They've set that record straight. Can they now set the record straight of getting into the knockouts? Boache just trying to play it through. Dealt with comfortably enough at the back by Queens, and once again they will look to break early. She's a game runner, isn't she, Gerald? Trying to follow in there, but too close to the goalkeeper. Pangamwene. You can hear the instructions being barked from the bench. A difficult ball coming into Esther Gindulia. 2. Switch of play out to McCassie. And their bodies in the box if they can deliver the cross, and they do so. Just a little bit too long. Alua Yemisi will pick this up. And she will do more than that when she went past 2, couldn't go past the 3rd. And that's nicely held up by Nduka. She went very direct on that occasion. Ilabane Molakwana looking to get Mazembe's forward line going. As it is, they've yet to really click. Champong clashing with the goal scorer. She's a former Morocco international. She is also the reigning CAF Women's Coach of the Year. Boumedi. She's going to have to earn her stripes from this position. Plenty of time, though. Lovely ball played forward from Kasajiav. What it needs dealing with, and it is dealt with just about. Zumba. And look at that desire and determination from McCassie. Excellent defensive play from Mazembe's number 3. And instantly she wants to go off and get on her offensive bike as well. Full of running. Oh, they are overplaying it at the back. And there's a decision that has gone Mazembe's way. And what decision has been made? Is it considered to be on the edge of the box or surely inside the box? Well, that's what Boumedi is surely saying. Look, this foul is inside the area. I mean, it's surely not even debatable. If that is a foul, then that is a penalty. Because on the line is inside the box, surely. Well, let's see what happens here. I think the point is also being argued by Nzumba. And I'm sure this is going to be going to VAR. Well, this will be the angle to see it from. The ball inside the area, the player inside the area. The decision gone Mazembe's way. And surely this will be awarded as a spot kick to the Congolese side. We wait, as ever. Nervous moments, but communication between Sabah Sidia and Bushra Karboubi. I'm struggling to see how this will not be a spot kick in Mazembe's favour. We've already seen a couple of angles. I would imagine that Sabah Sidia will be sent to check the screen. She's not been sent to the screen, but she has awarded the penalty. She didn't need a look herself. She got instruction from the crew. And Behera, for her troubles, has also gone into the referee's notebook, and that will mean that Behera will miss the semi-finals should Queens get that, courtesy of having picked up a caution earlier in the competition as well. She's an expert from this range. The Congolese has said she scored the winner from 12 yards in the final. This time a year ago. And she converted on Wednesday as well against the team from Botswana. She went left on that occasion, Kasajav. Will she do so again? And can she draw her side level? Yes and yes are the answers to those two questions. Mazembe back in it, and Queens' lead did not last long. Big smile on the face of Marlene Kasajav, and I can only imagine that Jessica Mpika in the Mazembe goal is grinning from ear to ear as well, because she has been got out of jail. It's a call for calm from the collected Lamia Boumedi. She sent Nagiati Abbas Idrissa the wrong way. You can see the frustration from Abbas. Kasajav has her second of the tournament, which makes her Mazembe's top scorer, even if both goals may have been penalties. Well, it has been a lively start. Nzumba. Just about cleared away by Pangamwene. Carefully played by Donisa Minja. Stumai. Oof. Well, that was struck well. And Mpika was rooted to the spot. Typical goalkeeper's reaction, as if to say, where was my cover? Direct from Gerald. Just lacked the accuracy, but a snapshot, and it was really worth one as well. Look at that, head down, got the power. Just a yard or so to the right, and that would have been a spectacular goal from the Queens player. Really did strike it well. And Frida Gerald, she's just 17 years of age. The Queens player doesn't turn 18 till February. She's a very, very lively player for the Queens. So a little bit of treatment for Makasi. Called back into the side today by Boumedi. Gindulia down the line. Well, off the pitch really, rather than down the line. Ladi Fatu. Up long in towards Makasi. Can't quite bring Lua Yemisi into play. Zumba looking to get some distance on the throw. What about the flick? Well, they're claiming again, half-heartedly. Kasaj into the middle. Important header away. Still Mazembe lurker, Champong. Well, she's asked a lot, but she's delivered a fine pass in the end. Gifty Asifua. Hoping to have won a corner. Instead, just a goal kick. Not seen too much of the 25-year-old Asifua. Beautifully played into her by Kasaj Yav. Makasi trying to turn again, and look at the strength that she's done really, really well there, Makasi, and won her side a free kick as well. Chasing pretty much a lost cause twice over. Drawing the foul from Behera, who's got to be careful. A yellow card, let's not forget, for the penalty she gave away. But Wivine Makasi, impressing. This opening third of the game. Goes to the near post and headed away, but not fully. And Mazembe have turned this around. They were trailing just seconds ago. They are now 2-1 to the good. And Oluwa Yemisi has her first goal of the tournament after Queens could not clear. Something of a scramble. And she was making no mistake to fire the defending champions into the lead. And into what they hope will be a commanding position as they look to reach Tuesday's semi-finals. Boache with the delivery. And Abbas came and just could not hold on to it. And just presented the ball perfectly for Oluwa Yemisi to fire home, bouncing it down and into the ground. Enjoying the celebration, quite possibly, as much as the goal. Well, they've won themselves another corner as well, Mazembe. It is raining goals at the Suez Canal Stadium. They caused problems from pretty much this position just moments ago for the goal. Kasaj Yav, deep delivery. Abbas has come a long way on this occasion, she gathers. And they can break it. Oh, that's really good defending. Boache just picks it up and steps out of defense. Not a defender who will get a nosebleed going over the halfway line, given up a former role as a striker. Boache really has been there seen it, done it. We've had 5 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, over 100 caps for her country. And she has chosen Mazembe, where to play her football again on the continent after a decade or so in Europe. She was in Israel earlier this year, had to leave for understandable reasons. She's come back to Africa and come to Mazembe. One of the most famous names on the continent in the men's game. Courtesy of them being 5-time champions. A mistake at the back again from Abbas, and she gathers at the second attempt. Well, Oluwa Yamisi was thinking, hoping she might have a second. Going back to the men's team, well, they've won the African Champions League title 5 times, including as full one of the African Cup of Champions clubs. And after they won it for the first time in 1967, they then went and promptly won it again the next year. Which is worth mentioning, is it's something that these players would dearly love to emulate. I see. I am watching. The message from the Moroccan referee. Well, Mazembe threatened from set pieces. Can Queens do the same? It's a free header. She just couldn't get enough power on it. Nunduka couldn't guide it where she wanted to. And Mazembe survive.
Devant. Okay. Continue.
Work here to do for Gindulia, under pressure from Makassi. She's fancied herself, and she's given it back to Mazembe, a Champong. Still, she drives forward the Ghanaian. Into the middle it goes, and that's going to be a corner for Mazembe. Well, she picked it up great to Champong. Just drove into the Queens penalty area, looking for a teammate, trying to play it square. And a really important block coming in from Behera. Short on this occasion from Kasajav. To the byline they go, but lacked the height it needed. Zumba. And Zumba again, that'll be a throw in to Queens. Committed play from the Mazembe skipper. Warm applause from her coach. Gindulia. That's well played by Gerald. To dispossess. And then Kutunzi. Oh, she's given away possession, the skipper for Queens. Very vital area of the pitch. Getting a bit outrun in times in the middle of the park, Queens. Makassi. And Zumba, well, I did wonder if she had strayed offside, if she had. She was looking across the line, so arguably really should have known better. Moving at pace. You can see just not looking. And the last player in white. Gerald. Pass was under hit with Gundulia, making some good ground down the left flank, and then Mpika. Well, what was the communication like at the back? Unclear between Boache and Mpika. In the end, they managed to get it away, but far from convincingly. Kutunzi. Long and high. Into the area it goes. To be cleared and was by Ladi Fatu. She's dropped very deep, the Mazembe goal scorer. Cassage, nice ball through the midfield. Makassi in space again, as she's seemingly been all in this first half. In it goes. Turned around and had to be so by Sarah. There's going to be some changes. And just before the break as well, so interesting move. And Gundulia, that left back, is off. And Behera, well, she was on a yellow. So they have changed the left side of defence. Elizabeth Chenge also coming on. Oh, is that a result of Makassi enjoying so much joy down the right flank for Mazembe? Lydia Kivambo, well, she was dropped for this game. I wonder if that was because she was on a yellow card, if that had influenced the coach's thinking in any way. She started the previous two, she's on now. Quite something to make that change before the break. Is it a message to his players? Kessie Juma Abdallah, the Queens coach. Palafoot, you could hear from the coaching crew. No foul, no foul. And then you could hear the sire's resignation as Zumba did precisely the opposite of what she was being asked to do. Well, Kutunzi's had a few from here. And one of these led to Queen's early goal. Mpika could not handle it. Will she go for goal again, Anastasia Kutunzi? She does. And on this occasion, Mpika gathers, diving low. Well, absolutely entitled to test the goalkeeper again, given her stumbles and fumbles. Was she looking to punch? Got a bit lucky either way. Stuck with her. Here's Makassi. Well, she's gone past that player who's come on to supposedly stop her in Kabambo. She's won a side corner as well. She really is making a lot of hay down this right flank, Makassi. At present, Queens simply cannot live with her. Man-to-man. Despite playing in the women's game, you can hear instructions still using male terminology. Kasaj into the middle. Now goes Oluwa Yamisi. Gatunzi stepping out.
Vas-y, force. Devant. Une fois. Ok. On continue.
Gatunzi. It's well played to dispossess Oluwa Yamisi. And just a bit loose with the pass. At the verge of putting some nice moves together, Queens, and then often let down with the final delivery. Played away, neatly so. This time they go long. Bloody Fatu with the clearance. Gerald into the area. She goes to the byline and she's just run out of room. Excuse me, it wasn't Gerald. It was the substitute who's just come on, Kabombo. In her efforts to stave off the challenge of Nzumba, she just lost track of the ball, did Kabambo. It's nice football from Queens. A lot of space down this right-hand flank. Now, can they get bodies into the box? They can. The delivery just disappointing, though. Here is the moment that she won't want to see again, the Mazembe goalkeeper. Dreadful fumble. You can choose which one is worse, but I would go for the second. Beaming smile from Stumai. Goal that can never be taken away. That's the beaming smile, no doubt. Crunching header. Mazembe still with it. Kabambo. Mazembe often first to the 50-50s. Winning that particular battle and looking for Makasi again. Makasi down in the area. Kabambo still going. Makasi still fighting. 4 minutes of additional time at the end of this first period. Quite what she'll have made of the first half is anyone's guess. I can only imagine she'll be having words with the goalkeeper at half-time. But the response has been fitting and worthy of champions. Little ball trying to flick it through Asifua. Nice idea. They've just played that straight into the path of Oluwa Yamisi, who's held it up well, needs some support. I say that, lovely little bit of skill and turn, clipped by Esther Maseke. Lovely Cruyff turn from the Nigerian. Brought down by one of the younger members of the Mazembe team, as we see. Yamisi's goal. What a chance in first half stoppage time to extend their lead. Shanice Foster standing over it alongside Molokwana. And it's going to be the Jamaican who delivers. And Abbas who comes and gathers but doesn't, spills it. And Mazembe fully profit and they pounce. And Grace Achampong, the Ghanaian, has given the defending African champions a 2-goal lead at the end of the first half. 3-1 in the opening period, and how they have responded to going behind early against Queens. And for the second time in this game, a goalkeeping error has handed an opponent a goal on a plate. And Abbas has spilled 2 now. Well, she came, and at that point, as she was falling, she must have been mentally terrified as well, because that was a real panic. And Achampong just came in. Look at that. Kept her eyes on the goal, unlike Abbas on the ball. And she found a gap. She coolly steered it home. Now Mazembe look very, very good for going on to reach the semi-finals. This is a commanding lead, having fallen behind. Well, they are hungry for more, Mazembe. Nicely played as well. Striker goal, and it's causing problems and hit the crossbar as well. Oh, Asifua. The outside of her right foot. Look at this. Kind of lob over the goalkeeper, clipping the bar. Well, it didn't start well, that first half for Mazembe, but how it finished. Because after falling behind to Athuman Stumai's goal after goalkeeping errors from Jessica and Pika in the Mazembe goal, first Marlene Kassaj levelled from the spot after Oluwa Yemisi was fouled, and then the Nigerian converted just before the half hour to give Mazembe the lead for the first time on the night, and Achampong extended that lead on the stroke of half-time to make it at the break at the Suez Canal Stadium. JKT Queens 1, TP Mazembe 3. first half highlights from the Crunch Group B decider between TP Mazembe, the defending champions, and JKT Queens of Tanzania, who took an early lead when Jessica Mpika could not prevent Athuman Stumai from heading home after the Mazembe goalkeeper also couldn't hold on to the free kick from Anastasia Katunzi. And then it all started to go wrong for the Tanzanians. First, a penalty awarded to Mazembe after Mayisi was fouled inside the area, converted by Marlene Kasaj Yav for her second goal of the tournament, both from the penalty spot. That brought things level. And then just before the half hour, well, another poor bit of goalkeeping this time from Najiati Abbas Idrissa enabled Oluwa Yemisi to give Mazembe the lead, as the Nigerian could not fail to miss. Look, how she revelled in the moment, her first goal at the tournament. And then, well, sadly for Abbas, it happened again. Out she came, could not gather, spilled the ball, and Grace Achampong was not going to miss from there. The goal coming in first half stoppage time. The Ghanaian enjoying it as much as the Nigerian did, meaning at the break it is JKT Queens 1, TP Mazembe, the defending champions, 3. So the players back out a moment away from the kickoff of the second half, and a tall order awaiting Queens of Tanzania as they try to stop Mazembe from taking what they will believe is their rightful place in the semi-finals. Quite a first half. The Tanzanians are taking the lead and then being turned over by Mazembe, and they've had exactly that happen to them again. Oluwa Yamisi already got one goal today and won a penalty. So forceful were Mazembe in that opening period that they forced a change in the back line for Queens as well. 2 substitutions already made by Kessie Abdallah-Juma, the Queens coach. Maseke. Just proved too strong so far. There'll be a foul going Mazembe's way. Oluwa Yamisi. Caught. Chenge. Substitute the guilty party. Boache with the delivery. Zumba. Cassie. She goes again. So forceful. This occasion, Malakwana cannot wriggle away. Coolly done at the back ultimately. Champong cannot hold on to it, and nor can Queens, and the Ghanaian gets it back. The scorer of Mazembe's third goal. It sets Makasi off again as well. Just a little bit too far in front of Malakwana. Gerald, the player, down. Caught on the right thigh, and then on the head. Inadvertently, I think, a whack on the head with the elbow. Caught on her right thigh as well. The teenager. Just a little bit of treatment. Clear discomfort in that right arm. Turn 18 until February. A lot of players very young, not just in this tournament, but also in this team. Seki at the back, just 17 for Queens. The right back, Sarah, 17 as well, and that was only earlier this month. She came almost at the age of 16 to this tournament. Minja will take the corner. There she is, Sarah. Can they find a way back in the game? Well, they possibly can, but on this occasion, and Pika really alert to it, just ricocheted around before going goalwards. Not sure how much the Queens player knew about the header. I think it was actually Gerald who had just come back on the pitch. Space on the right-hand side if she could play it, but under pressure. It's well played from Foster. Lovely skills from the Jamaican. A nice turn as well. Mazembe on the charge. Makisi. Sarah forward. Strength there, just to turn away from Asifua, and then just clipped and fouled by Sarah Joel. Wache again. Free header but missed. Makisi. Kabambo down the line. What can Queens do here? Players in the middle. A bit of space on the left-hand side again, and then just played straight into Nzumba. And the Queens dance ends. Taking time, but wanting players to come towards her a little bit earlier. Oluwa Yamesi. Molokwana winning the corner. Or not. I think overridden. The assistant thought it was a goal kick. The referee has given a corner. Taken early, and they've won another. You wonder what sort of words Abbas received at half-time after her 2 errors in the first half. 4 goals in this game, 3 of them from goalkeeping mistakes. Kasaj, nice ball in the middle. Oh, she could have gone for it, surely. Oluwa Yamisi. She did not dive. A really nice ball in from Kasaj. That's loose at the back. Sifua. Oluwa Yamisi. Well, this time it was well read by the defender. Because she's ghosted past at times. Did a lovely Cruyff turn in the first half, but on this occasion, Katunzi well aware of the danger. Sarah. Nicely controlled. Gerald up against Makisi. Well, you think that'd be something of a mismatch in terms of strength. Well, this was the chance, and it was just a fraction in front of the Nigerian, but she chose not to go for it. Makisi. She wasn't going to score from there, but nonetheless, Abbas smothering any attempt on goal. Ladi Fatou. Looking long on this occasion. Not fully cleared by Mazembe. Striker goal from distance from Nunduka. She's got it back. And another opportunity. And comfortably gathered in the end by Mpika. There'll be another hold-up in play as Shanice Foster receives some treatment for the Jamaican. Comes with international experience. As we see the strike from Ngamwene. hitting the hand. Off the midriff. Dukra, it was with the strike. Well, that's a poor pass from Mazembe. Header from Buache. Bit of space in the middle. Kutunzi. Straight out. Foster. There's another player down as well. It's Buache. Who's the latest to suffer. See, she just fell to the ground after that aerial challenge. Well, how are Queens going to get back into this? A score in the other game. The latest was that ASEC Mimosas leading Gaborone United by 1-0. Which means that currently Mimosas will be going through as top of Group B, or Group B winners, with 7 points. Mazembe, should they hold on to this, their second victory it would be in the group, would be right behind the Ivorians on 6 points. And the matchups for the semi-finals would be pitting AS FAR, the Moroccans and former champions, against Mazembe, the reigning title holders. The other game would see FC Massa against ASEC. Neither of those sides having ever made it to the final. So there would be a new name to get to that stage of the competition. Barring an unlikely comeback from Gaborone United. The team for Botswana finding life difficult on their debut. Into the middle it goes. Tricky height from Pika, but she gathers it well enough on this occasion. (2-0) now. So Mimosas, I should say. Gaborone yet to even score in the competition, so it looks fairly certain that the Ivorians will be topping Group B. And a reminder that whoever wins this game will be going into the semi-finals on Tuesday. At present, it looks very much like Mazembe. They lost 8 key players after their triumph last year. But nonetheless, they have rebuilt. They said they were delighted to see members of the victorious squad move on, joining clubs in Europe, Asia, the Americas. Boumedi, their coach, put it nicely: we've lost some major players, but we've gained new energy. This is nice. Away Yamisi, well, she's down in the area again. But frankly, the aims of the Confederation of African Football will be being served by clubs like Mazembe losing so many players to go overseas. Gain greater experience away from the continent at a higher level, and we've seen just how high some of Africa's female footballers have soared. Likes of Barbara Banda, Rachel Kundananji, shining in the United States. Strike from distance is not going to trouble Mpika. Oh, was that a hint of handball? Is this why we're looking at this? Look at this from number 3. There you go. Kebambo. Or was it low enough down the forearm? To register as a penalty. And is this the hold up in play? Is this why we are being held up? I suspect it may well be. A very late VAR call, which could give Mazembe the chance to score their second goal from the penalty spot. Like Sabah Sadia, we wait. She will have the info that we don't have. So let's have a look. Is she off to go and look at the screen? She is. And this could well be, as said, a penalty against Queens for the second time in the game, courtesy of that brush of the arm of the ball by Lydia Kebambo. Decision time for the Moroccan official. She didn't make it first time around in the first half when the penalty was awarded for the foul on Olua Yemisi. On this occasion, she's been invited to have a look because that first one was clear cut. And this one, well, is going to be up to the referee. Clearly hits the player's hand. And it may well be a very quick decision taken by Sabah Sadia. Just rolled along the arm almost of Lydia Kebambo. Is it inside the box? Well, the ball is. The player's arm is. The right foot is on the line, which counts as being inside the area. Here's the arm in an unnatural position. You could make the argument that it slightly is. She's having a think here, though. There's no doubt there's contact. She does appear to be on the line when the first contact with the ball on her arm is made. So a decision has been made. And Mazembe have been awarded a penalty, their second of the game, both of which have come as a result of VAR checks. And this will surely put the tie to bed. The only question is, will Marlene Kasaj take the kick again? Or will she leave it to her colleague? Well, meanwhile, some changes. Before the kick can be taken, Elena Obono. He scored against Gaborone United. Coming on. Cassie, well, she's been absolutely excellent. Coming off, also coming on, Thelma Bafour. Atua. But firstly, let's see what happens from 12 yards. Kasach over it again. Well, Mpika can't look, but I think she probably doesn't need to be quite so tense. We shall see. Boumedi also looking tension, but I think they know that this is the game here. The Mazembe players. The substitutions being confirmed. A lengthy wait. She went left last time, just as she did in the second game against Gaborone United. She is Mazembe's top scorer with 2 goals so far, both from the spot. And she's got her 3rd of the tournament. She's gone right on this occasion. Mazembe's number 8. Her 3rd effort from 12 yards, her 3rd goal from 12 yards. And Mazembe lead by 4 goals to 1 and are cruising to a place in the semi-finals. And a date with destiny. And Asfar of Morocco is looking like what we are going to be seeing in 3 days' time. Well, she can smile and peek at. She can certainly celebrate. Early howlers, long forgotten. Boumedi, well, she talked before this tournament about what it would mean for Mazembe to win and thus represent Africa at the first FIFA Women's Club World Cup, which will be happening in England. It's actually happening in 2 parts. Some initial games at the end of this year and then the finale in England next year. The thought of representing Africa on the world stage is a huge source of motivation. Here's what Boumedi said ahead of this Women's Champions League. He certainly saw the men's team of Mazembe in the Men's Club World Cup before. He shone there, as I recall, about 15 years ago when pulling off a shock success in the knockout stage. Did Mazembe, the 5-time African champions. And how the women would love to follow suit. It was 2010 when Mazembe reached the final, where they were well beaten by Internazionale of Italy. But it was in the semi-finals that they stunned Brazil's Internacional with a 2-0 victory. Possibly getting well ahead of myself. Well, Queens, it looks like it's going to be a second group stage exit for them to go with the one in 2023. And with disappointment for them is the fact that they have failed to build on that 2023 success when they actually managed to win a game. They played 3, lost 2, but won 1. On this occasion, it looks like they're going to have avoided defeat more with their 2 draws, and this looking like being their first defeat of the campaign. But they did manage to win a game 2 years ago when beating Ivorian opposition. But they are learning, they are growing, and women's football in Tanzania is very much rising. A lot of attention and energy coming from the Tanzania Football Federation, which the skipper Kutunzi has credited with truly investing in women's football. More young girls are joining clubs, taking the game seriously, developing their skills. As we see this challenge, which has earned a yellow card for Minja. Boache goes long. Bafour. Haven't really seen too much of her. But they look beaten to Queens, and they look pretty resigned to their fate as well. They poked the bear when taking the lead. Against the defending champions, and how they have been made to pay. A Champong. Trying to play it inside the fullback. Nicely done. Into the middle it goes. Oh, how did she miss? Well, that was a sitter. The substitute Bafour with the goal gaping at her mercy. Beautifully worked from Mazembe. Lovely ball across as well from her fellow substitute Abono. Well, all she had to do was just get a gentle touch, and that was 5-1 to Mazembe. As it is, it stays at 4, and well, that was a horror moment for Bafour. This is a good run, and played through, and in on goal, and against, I was going to say the post, but the post at the back behind the net. Well, I don't think it would have counted anyway because the offside flag was up. There was a lovely move from Queens, right through the heart of the Mazembe backline. Well, blushes with the miss spared. Clearly a yard or so offside. Credit and Pika for narrowing the angle and making life difficult. Minja. No, that's not her greatest intervention. Well, it's not just glory, of course, and representing teams on the global stage. It is appealing to the likes of Mazembe and those eyeing the title. There's also $600,000 in prize money for the winner. $400,000 for those finishing runners-up. Confederation of African Footballers. 2-goal hero Kazaj goes off to be replaced by Hermine Natacha. Confederation of African Football ploughing money into the women's game. Just increasing the prize money for the women's AFCON winners, but also in this competition. Nicely played. In it goes into the box. Smartly headed away by Ladi Fatou. Coolly played forward, and now it's Molakwana. Nice ball into Abono. Trying to switch the play, but Molakwana just muscled off it. It's a bit of a heavy touch. Bafour. Nzumba. Bafour into the middle. First time ball. It's a bit of a heavy touch. Minja. There's a break on here, but that's going to foul. Stumai, her goal seems a long time ago. Queens make more changes. So Minja, well, that was her last action, and Duka also coming off. Asha, Rashid Mlangwa, forward, and Basil, a midfielder. Those coming on. It would feel consolation stuff at this late stage, but let's see. Foster. Boache. Well, the Congolese league had not kicked off by the time Mazembe entered this competition, meaning that they were very short of rhythm, fitness. But what they have done in these group stages is gradually get up to speed. Feel that this is the game where things are beginning to click for them, and real test for them to go a goal behind and have to come back. It was fairly plain sailing against Haberoma United on Wednesday in that 3-0 victory. Nicely played. Nice Dumai. But this felt more of a test, certainly in the first half, when Queens were giving as good as they got. But they found their second half a struggle, and frankly, ever since they went behind, it's just seemed a step too far for the Tanzanians. Reigning Tanzanian champions. They said they were bitterly disappointed, Queens, to miss out on the 2024 Women's Champions League after making their debut in 2023 and failing to return. Katunzi coming in hard on Sifua. And Queens also talking about how they really wanted to show the strength of East African women's football. With the expansion of the Women's AFCON, we've seen some more East African teams make it through, such as Kenya, for example. This is, of course, only the 5th African Women's Champions League. Every step of the way, the teams have more experience, getting stronger, more expertise. And it'll be very interesting to see whoever emerges as champion on Friday gets on in that maiden Women's Club World Cup. Boache again. Attacked and headed clear. Mulakwana nicely inside, inviting the player to get inside the fullback, but Bafur didn't quite read it. Very quiet, but it's got very much the feeling of job done for Mazembe. Sifua, adjudged to have fouled. Well, should they meet as far in the semi-final as looking very, very likely. It is a repeat of last year's final. The Moroccans will be hell-bent on revenge, one would have thought. 1-0 it ended on that occasion to Mazembe. Got a little bit of defending to do here. Swung in by Kutunzi. Failed to control it, and Champong just not sure that was their intention. Throw into Queens on the far side. Bono wearing the number 9, reminded of Merve Kanjinga. There was such a forceful presence for Mazembe last season. Since gone on to join Paris Saint-Germain, of course, as a result of that triumph. She looked incredibly lively in the women's AFCON earlier this year in Morocco. This, though, the next generation, a Champong. Oh, see what she was trying to do, but wayward. Going back to the Women's Club World Cup, it's actually called the Women's Champions Cup. But like the men's event, there will be a Club World Cup every 4 years. And at the end of the year, there will be a lesser, smaller tournament amongst the continental champions ahead of a big jamboree every 4 years, like we saw in the men's club game earlier this year in the United States. Chelsea, of course, the winners of that. Foster. Oh, that's surely offside. Be mindful not to play this. Well, the flag's not come up, but it does go up now. The referee blowing the whistle, no doubt to drop the ball after having been thumped in the back. Country mile, that offside decision. Zumba. Foster. Ibono. Foster again. And a bit of space here for the substitute. Oh, that's a lovely effort from Bafour. He's unlucky to see that come off the post. Sorry, not Bafour. It was Asifua. Really good effort. And Abbas was beaten and mightily relieved to see that cannon back off the woodwork. A little flick on. More from Shanice Foster, but she shows a desire to get that back. Sifua. Playing it into Abono. Katunzi with the tackle. Let's have a look at this effort again. It was actually her last action. And Sifua, she will not be getting on the score sheet. So, a host of changes coming up. And is it any surprise that Lamia Boumedi is making all these changes? Here is the strike. Sifua, look at that. Really couldn't have been much closer. Would have been one of the pick of the goals from today. Abbas beaten. Foster again showing good strength. So Koulibaly, the defender, is on as we see this effort again. Seem to slice it just a fraction. It's a decent enough power. Well, Stumai has never given up. Space on the right-hand side if they can play it in. Instead, they don't. Molokwana. Mazembe's biggest ever win in this tournament is by 4 goals to 0 against Senegal's Aigle de la Medina in the tournament last year. One more goal would equal that if they can get there. Sarah. Well, where was that going, frankly? Chenge trying to play it forward, but absolutely no one. And Queens are going to have to go back to the drawing board and work out how they can challenge at this level. They made a promising start, as said, unbeaten in their opening 2 games. But it was always the case that this third and final game against Mazembe was going to be the hardest. It's just they needed to have picked up points in the openers, and I'm sure when they reflect and look back, they will see that goalless draw against Gaborone United, the debutants from Botswana, as the points that got away, because they won that and obviously drawn against ASEC, given them 4 points going into this game in a very, very different complexion. It is 3-0 now to Mimosas against Gaborone United, so top spot in this group absolutely wrapped up, if indeed it was in any way in any doubt. Going to be 5 additional minutes. damage limitation for Queens, or do they want to go out with a goal, another one to save up? I suspect it might be more of the former. Pika certainly doesn't want to concede again. It has been a phenomenally professional display from the Congolese side. Ever since they fell behind, they only trailed for 10 minutes. Makasi, in particular in the first half, was so strong. Mazembe just terrorizing Queens down their left-hand flank. They just couldn't live the Lubumbashi-based side at times, the Tanzanians. Given that FC Massa of Egypt and Mimosas Côte d'Ivoire set to meet in their semis, whereas the tie between Asfar and Mazembe is going to be between former champions. You can clearly make the case that those two lesser sides have a far easier route to the final. Mimosas are absolutely flying. 3-0, as said, against Gaborone. Off the back of beating Mazembe first time around, it really has been a very, very impressive debut campaign for the Ivorians. Stumai. Mopped up again by Mazembe, a Champon. She's come a long way, Abbas. She's managed to get a good solid connection on that as well. Zumba. Foster, a heavy touch from her. Abbas spins away. The encouragement from the sidelines has been pretty relentless. Much of it in vain. Champong again on this occasion, penalised. This will surely be the last action of the game. Queens in behind in the 5th and final minute of a game that they lost a long, long time ago. It's over and it's wide. And now the eyes turn to Sabah Sadir once again. The Moroccan official, well, was nicely played in and nicely found as well. And in the end, Stumai could not get the connection she wanted. The final whistle has blown and TP Mazembe The reigning African women's champions have booked their place in the knockout phase of the competition, courtesy of a comprehensive 4-1 victory over JKT Queens of Tanzania. They fell behind the Congolese side, and that was a mistake on the part of the Tanzanians, because how they roared back the team from Lubumbashi. A couple of goals from the penalty spot for Marlene Kasaj-Yav to take her tally of the competition to 3. While Nigerian forward Oluwa Yamisi, who won 1 penalty, fired the team into the lead just before the half hour. And Grace Achampong had given Mazembe a 3-1 lead at half-time with that second penalty from Kasaj, the only goal of the second half after Athuman Stumai had given Queens the lead after just 13 minutes. But it means that Mazembe have bounced back from that shock opening day defeat to ASEC Mimosas, followed up with 7 goals in 2 games against first Gaborone United and then against Queens. And they will play Morocco's ASFAR in Tuesday's semi-finals. A repeat of last year's final. It's going to be some tie. The other semi pits Egypt, FC Massa, the host side, against ASEC Mimosas, who have topped Group B.
You tell me when it's good to go, if everything is okay. Alors, un nouveau trophée, femme de match. C'est le deuxième. Tout d'abord, qu'est-ce que vous allez en faire? Et ensuite, comment avez-vous vécu cette rencontre et surtout cette qualification?
Bon, de toutes les façons, on a été concentrés parce qu'on savait que l'adversaire n'a pas été facile pour nous. Et tout le monde était concentré pour gagner ces matchs. Ça ne peut pas être bien d'arriver à la dernière minute que Mazembe est éliminé. Ça n'allait pas donner une bonne image. Donc on s'est concentré pour qu'on gagne ces matchs. Et pour les trophées, je n'ai rien dit, seulement dit merci à Dieu pour ce qu'il est en train de faire.
Alors votre prochaine rencontre, c'est certainement contre une grosse équipe qui est sans aucun doute désormais l'ASFAR. Comment est-ce que vous préparez une rencontre comme celle-là?
De toutes les façons, comme je vous avais dit dès le début à la presse, rien n'était facile. Donc nous sommes là, on n'a rien négligé. On va s'entraîner et puis on va attendre la suite.
Nous vous souhaitons un bon courage pour la suite.
Merci beaucoup.
Félicitations encore.
Merci beaucoup.
Mon photos? Oh, it's okay.